to Totally Whiskey and Wine. I'm your host, Jason. And with me, as always, is James, our intermediate, and Zach, our industry professional. So today, we are going to be reviewing a Four Corners gin. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this, Zach?
Yeah, so this is a gin that's going to be made entirely in the state of Oregon. The botanicals are collected from all over the United States. So, in their message, it's essentially the American gin, and that is what it is in style as well.
All right. So what we're going to do is we've rated this, and well, if you guys are ready, let's see what it got. Drum roll, please. $73. So we rated it as 73, but how did we get that? So we rate drinks on 4 different things: nose, mouthfeel, flavor, and finally the finish. Each one of these things we blind taste, and we're going to individually score them up to 25 points each, add that together to get up to 100, and then each of us takes our scores, adds them together, averages it out to get our final score. So let's talk about how we got to there, that 73. We're going to start with the nose. So I'll go ahead and start out for the nose. I got, well, it's gin. What does everyone think when they think gin? Pine. That's what I got. I got some pine taste to it a little bit, you know, that nose. I can get that scent coming up. Smells a little bit pine, but it did also smell a little bit, not so much like a pine tree, but more like pine sol. Like there was a little bit of chemical, you know, artificialness to the pine scent.
Maybe.
Yeah, a little bit artificialness to the scent. But again, that is just how it is. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much what I got out of it. Because I don't have a ton to compare gin on to, because I don't drink a lot of gin. I'm giving it pretty average. I got a 14 on there.
All right. So I gave this highest remarks for the entire quality of the beverage with a score of 23. Notes of cardamom, orange peel, lemon, coriander, cedar, and thyme. Yeah, not just really solid gin. Has a lot of complexities going on here. I'm sure there's notes in here that I'm not picking up that James is going to tell me about, but really, really nice gin.
And you gave it what again?
23.
23.
So I gave this one a 22. Initially, the big hits, and probably because you think it's a gin, it's going to hit big. You know, I get like a pine tar, not a pine needle. That artificial pine sol kind of cleaning agent, a little citrusy kind of pine sol sort of smell. I also get like, I'm trying to hard pick it out whether it's rose or but it's floral. It's in the floral directions, and definitely like a little bit of like light honey. Like there's a lot of little subtleties there, and it's and it's 82 proof. So there's some proof to carry it over, and I didn't know exactly what they were, but there's definitely something floral in there that I pick up each time. It's underneath the pine kind of smell, but they're there. They're big enough. They're definitely in there. So.
Oh, I've not been on this whole time.
That's okay. I'm sure my mic picked you up.
All right. So how about mouthfeel? Let me go first.
Yeah, go ahead. Mouthfeel.
Ooh.
All right, so on the mouth, I gave it a 19. This one, it's I still get this like kind of a lot of piney sort of thing going on, light front, but the biggest thing on the mouthfeel is it's just cool, like a big cooling, cool all over my mouth, cool sides of tongue, cooling, very very cool. It's a clear spirit, so but it's not a warm anything. It's a very cool alcohol, and not a ton, not like evaporating alcohol. Cool, just cool mouthfeel.
Yeah,
it's cool. I could see this on a hot day. It would be comfortable to drink. So it's just what I think is the coolest feeling anything I've ever drank.
Yeah. What about you, Zach?
So I gave it a 21 for mouthfeel. Overall, light and dainty. This is going to be an excellent gin for making cocktails out of. It's priced accordingly too, so $31.99. So I gave it a score of 21.
All right. I thought it was kind of subtle the way it coated the tongue. Like you said, I guess cooling might be a way to do it, but it was very subtle. But for me, I noticed it was there for a decent long time. It just kind of hung around, which I like that. It was subtle and all that. So I got a little bit better score than last time. I gave it a 16 on that, so a little bit higher. But again, still, you know, kind of have to benchmark things. Don't really have anything else to compare it to right now. So that's where I thought it was. But that brings us to flavor. So for flavor, Zach, why don't you start us off this time?
Yeah, so flavor, I went ahead and gave it a score of 18. This is my lowest remarks for the particular product. Gin's never meant to stand out too well on its own, but in this particular spirit, it came off a little bit more sweet than I initially expected it would. So like you had mentioned, that white honey, the floral notes, all of the citrus and heavy spices were gone from the palate, which is kind of what I was expecting to stick. So lightly disappointed, but does not mean it's a bad product. 18 is an above average score after all. This is a very good product. So 18.
Same thing for me. Follow you. Flavor wise, I do get like a pine flavor, like pine. What I would think if I don't eat pine tree that much, but if I had a handful of fresh green needles, not Christmas. It doesn't make me think Christmas. It just makes me think more like cutting pine tree, trimmed cedar, kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sort of herbal and rosemary. I thought it was rosemary. I'm not a great herb guy. I don't cook at home. I'm not like thinking about this season. I'm going to put on my turkey for Thanksgiving. But if I wanted to call the herbal something, maybe like a rosemary. It's that strong herbally sort of. When you smell rosemary at somebody's house and it's dry and it's falling to the ground, the seeds of rosemary are pretty big like that. 18.
Okay.
So.
All right. And I thought, once again, flavor-wise, that pine came through for me. Also a little bit peppery. Kind of just like a little bit of that, the peppery spice or seasoning. Not a lot, but just enough that I actually picked it up. But that's about all I got off of it. Again, fairly average score. I gave it a 15. Okay. But that brings us to the finish. So for the finish, there was a little bit of a burn. Just not like a heat burn, but like tingly. You could kind of feel it.
Catches the back of your throat.
Yeah, it catches the back of your throat. I felt that for a little bit. It did not stay as long as I wanted. I did like the coating staying, kind of that, like I said, that from the mouthfeel, that smooth, kind of subtle, a little oily maybe even, just kind of sitting there for a while. But it just didn't last quite long enough for what I wanted. It didn't make me want to go back for more. So this was the lowest I scored it. I gave it a 13 on finish.
Yeah, so I gave it a 19 on finish, slightly above average score here on the finish. Left nice whispers on the tongue with all of your actual juniper notes you're expecting in a gin. Overall, very low juniper gin. So if you hate juniper, you'll like this. But yeah, 19. It was good.
21 for me. I had a long flavor, not overwhelming. It's just long flavor, not overwhelming. That's what I gave it. I mean, it's there. It's probably a minute later. I can still taste wisps of it straight up and drinking it straight up like this. So it's there, but none of it was particularly unpleasant. I was expecting some of those really thick, oily flavors to stay like really, really late. I'm if you watch us storing whiskey review stuff, I'm totally against peat. Don't like peat. Peat in my palate. People say, "Oh, you'll get there. No, I think I can taste. I think I can taste peat days later on my tongue. It just never leaves. It's like that big of an impression. There's nothing big like that overwhelms it and carries on and on and on. That I'm not clearing out. It's gone. It's pretty gone.
Yeah.
Don't know that I drank something 3 minutes ago.
Yep. And I kind of agree. Like you said, it doesn't stick around forever.
Yeah.
But that's our review on the Four Corners Gin. Again, that was an overall score of 73. Like I said,
$31.
Yeah,
and
30.
The top is really cool. It looks like it's almost like a half ounce. Forbes kind of top thing.
A little bit.
The top's got like a little indentation here. It's kind of cool looking hard glass topper. Nice feel
glass
to it.
cork, so it seals well.
Yeah. So I would say too for $31.99. I would buy that.
Yeah, not just the appeal factor of it sitting on a bar. Like, it just looks really classy.
It looks nice. And like I said, my scores may seem a lot lower than theirs, but mine are average, overall. It's slightly above average, actually. So I would recommend it. I would try it.
Yeah.
I would get a bottle of it.
Gin-wise, I got 5 or 6 gins at home. Only if somebody comes to the house and wants a gin-based drink, I use it for. I don't go and sip it.
Right.
But I'd have once a year whim, maybe I can find that. I can sip it. It's sippable. It could happen. So.
All right. Anything else? No? All right. Well, in that case, we hope you enjoyed this episode, and whatever you're drinking, we hope you enjoy. Cheers.
Cheers.